With bountiful info revealed about Super Mario Maker 2 this week, the cat is out of the bag, or as I like to say, the Mario is out of the shoe. Karibo's shoe. And that has Gabe and I wondering if Mario Maker 2, now that we know its full glory, is poised to be the best Switch game. We've had a ton of top-tier tentpole titles since this thing launched in early 2017. But with all those amazing games, Super Mario Maker 2 seems to have a special sauce that could launch it straight into the stratosphere. Gabe, this game is more than we expected, everything we wanted, and I think it is going to have a shot at taking the Switch lineup crown.
Now, of course, this should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. This all depends on preference, like what you like. We're just saying that this one has so much potential. If you're super into Smash, that's okay. Be super into Smash. If you're super into Zelda, that's fine. Think that's the best game too. There's no like factual best game really. It's all opinion based, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. But you're right, Zach. This one has so much potential because of the sheer amount of content. It's going to be unparalleled. Nothing on Switch is going to have anywhere near as much content as what we are going to see with Super Mario Maker 2.
I checked the fact book, Gabe, and it's actually Astroverse Party is the factual best Switch game. Okay. So this is opinion based, obviously. But if we want to go fact, that's what it is. Definitely let us know your take in the comments down below. And honestly, like this conversation is super interesting to me because I'm so surprised that we're feeling this way. Because we talked before Mario Maker 2 about all our hopes and dreams and what we wished it would be. Didn't think it would be that, and now it is. So you've got a game, like you said, that has forever content. In theory, this will just continue to expand and continue to grow. It's a game that has an incredible multiplayer suite, and I feel like it's still going understated that this is the first real time you can experience mainline Mario action with your friends online. Like, yes, you've been able to play the sports games and recently the party games and things of that sort, but mainline online Mario is not a thing Nintendo does, and I feel like that has not received as much attention and fanfare as it probably deserves.
You're right. I wish that we had a chance to play New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe online when it came out. That was one of the things that you and I talked about. Like, hey, this is like really cool for the most part. The challenges are fun, but you know, it'd be nice if we were able to have this experience online. And then this kind of just covers that because we're going to have that similar art style in the game already. And this tweet was made, I believe, by Spawnwave. I'll actually just give him the credit. He said, like, is there a point to buying New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at all anymore? And I kind of feel like the answer is no, right? Because this is going to have so many more levels. You can play co-op or, you know, even competitively with this one. There's so much more to this package that game specifically almost seems like, not that it's like worthless, but it's instantly replaced by this.
Right. I mean, it still has merits for its campaign, you know, for its curated content, I guess, if you want a full Nintendo made for you experience. And the challenges are nicely crafted. But as long as the other players that get Mario come through, as we know they will, because we've seen so much greatness from Mario Maker 1, and now their toolset has expanded to such a degree. The different course, clear conditions expand things in such a insanely vibrant way. The multiplayer options expand things. The night cycle, the different stylings, it's going to be incredible. The Mario 3D World stuff that's exclusive to that style, it's mind-boggling. And you're right, it does then create a world where this is the all Mario. It doesn't have, you know, true 3D Mario action in there, but no one expected that, so I think that's fine to not include. It also adds this single-player story, which to me is what starts, like, you know, outside of the online, the single-player story starts to really push this up those charts, because it's something we didn't expect, and it's something that adds a very viable way to play this game if you are A, offline, B, not into crafting, or C, not really looking to challenge yourself with the most difficult stages. Now you still have a big chunk of content in the form of a full-on story mode to take part in.
Yeah, you mentioned Nintendo Curation a little while ago. Hey, you are getting Nintendo Curation here because they are giving you this story where you have to rebuild the castle and kind of just like upgrade it a little bit. That itself is a cool little concept for the single player story. I mean, it's probably not going to be the most deep of stories. Do I expect twists and turns? No. Do I expect tons of character development? No. But for Mario, a side-scrolling Mario that we never even expected a story mode. Like it's going to be a good little addition. It's going to give even more value to a game that's already chock full of value because it has infinite value.
Yeah, indeed. And it's going to really, I think, continue to expand because there's clearly more that they can talk about at E3. I'm sure there are little pieces of info, little nuggets of content on the creation side, on the online side that they have yet to share. I just feel like there's a little bit more, but it is ripe for full-on expansion. We see in the styles that there is a space next to Super Mario 3D World, and it's inevitable that gets filled. Now, the big hope and speculation is that will be a Super Mario Bros. 2 style, which would be fantastic. Bringing Birdo into Mario Maker that's freaking legendary. But they could go beyond. They could add DLC. They could continue to add styles. We mentioned the pipe dream of having tile sets that represent other franchises, and initially that was a pipe dream, but now based on what they've done with online, the fact that Mario 3D World is its own separate style, and there clearly is a space for another separate style, who knows? They really can expand this however they want, but even if it is just one more style, it's very nice to know that there is a big piece of content coming to this game at some point.
Yeah, so everything we're saying here, really, really positive stuff. We can't wait. I want to see what these insane minds create. I know that there's a ton of creative people out there. And even, honestly, the game being out and not playing it is going to be fun, Zach, because I don't know if you remember this. I'm giving shout-outs to all kinds of people today. Patrick Klepek. Right, the streams he used to do in the morning where he would just try to get a super difficult level done. Those are super fun to watch. So yeah. I enjoy just going on Twitch or YouTube, wherever you watch your streams, and seeing people both create and get through some of these levels that take hours and hours and hours. Sometimes you have to be so precise, and I kind of feel like the same reward as of me doing it myself because I've been sticking with them and watching for a very long time. So the fan perspective and not only playing the game but just having it be out there and having everybody else enjoy it is going to be really, really cool.
Well, it's that community aspect, and this is a game that definitely oozes that across Twitch and live streams, across just even Twitter's sharing of screenshots of a super tough level that you can go and look up. They're now really taking things to a more esports level with the Mario Maker 2 Invitational at E3, and we hypothesized about...
There's no reason for anyone to compete, by the way. I'm winning. I already said this.
Okay. I'm gonna put you in Karibo's shoe, Gabe. There's now just so much for this game to expand beyond, and I think if we look at how other top games on Switch, games that are regarded as maybe the best, things like Breath of the Wild, how they have a grand community aspect that continues to this day with people sharing oh my gosh, I was able to accomplish this in Zelda. Oh my gosh, I found this over here in this corner of the map. If you look at Smash Bros. Ultimate, that also has a great community aspect, obviously, with the battling and the online, the tournaments that they have. So I feel like that's an important piece of the puzzle. And if we're to look at these other games that would be challengers or we would throw into the ring, it probably is your Zelda Breath of the Wild, your Super Mario Odyssey, your Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and now your Super Mario Maker 2. Common thread is that Mario's pretty great. If you didn't know that already, he's doing a nifty job this generation. Yeah. But, there are, I think, some limiting factors that for some players, and even potentially for us, Gabe, could keep this from reaching that rank. And one would be the side-scrolling limitations and the older-feeling gameplay. Now, it's not inherently a bad thing. Obviously, this has been tried and true for decades, and I love it. But when you look at Breath of the Wild and how that has expanded the way you experience Zelda, Mario Odyssey, the way that's expanded how you experience 3D Mario, Smash Bros. Ultimate bringing together this incredible roster and doing new things with their modes. Yes, this game is doing that as well by incorporating, different stylings and allowing you to create levels that have unique contraptions and different obstacles. But I think for some people it will still feel this is old Mario and isn't it isn't crossing the threshold into a new era of gameplay.
I feel like Super Smash Bros. Has something similar, and people still love that. People still claim that's the best game on Switch. And again, whatever you believe, I personally believe Celeste is the best game on Switch. Mm-hmm. So,
so hey, you're all about this. You're glad this is a side scroller. Then.
Yeah, there is no wrong answer here, and I hope that this isn't a super controversial thing that we're saying, but it really does feel like that. For me, the older style gameplay isn't a deterrent, because there's going to be so much creativity, both from Nintendo with the stuff that we already mentioned about, and again, the community. So the gameplay for me I don't mind it. It is what it is, and it's still like top notch. It's of the utmost quality, so I'm cool with it.
I am someone who really loves the cutting edge. I'm someone who loves things that feel brand spanking new, and there are plenty of new elements here, but I can feel a little pinch, Gabe, at the back of my neck that says, like, hey, it's not brand new in that way. You know what I mean? And I hope,
but you've never been able to play multiplayer Mario online.
That is true.
That is brand new.
That is true. And that is brand new, which I think will, help give it an element that is like really, 2019 or whatever. The sharing as well looks to be so expanded upon and much better. The UI very reminiscent of what we saw recently with Smash Bros. And their stage sharing, so very cool there. It does require basically Nintendo Switch Online to fully experience, and for us that's not a detractor, but we still see people saying like they don't feel NSO is worth it, they don't feel like you get your money's worth, which I can't agree with, but I do need to mention that there is a heavy chunk of this game that is going to need you to have that online service, and I wonder if for some people that will keep the game from being at the tippy top.
$20 a year. And not only do you get to fully experience this, but you get to play online Smash. You get to play every game.
Yeah, the value is unquestioned. I just think that when a game does have a large portion of it requiring that online, it makes some people feel, it costs a little bit more. Like it's a bigger endeavor to get into. But I think it's a small detractor. The last one I want to point out is that it is a little bit reliant on other players to make it great. And I don't know that there's any question if it will eventually be there. How many awesome stages? The sweet spot, when will that be? 3 months in, 6 months in, 3 weeks in? I'm not quite sure. It's really great that they have granted the game that single player to make up for that if there is any sort of gap. But I feel like because people have the experience of Mario Maker 1, it probably will be a very short turnaround before this thing is jam-packed with awesome levels.
Dude, give it 2 days. Like, for the first couple days, you can do the story and whatever challenges are there. They had the 100 Mario challenge and things of that nature in the original, which I presume are coming back in some fashion. So work on that stuff, and then within a couple of days, there's going to be all types of insane stuff on here, and it's only going to get better with time. So, yeah.
For me, I'm really excited. I really think it does have a chance to usurp my current favorite, which is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I still love. But there's just something about them going above and beyond, and honestly, it's very reminiscent of Smash Bros. Where they just kept pouring it in, and this to me feels like a callback to that of this game is so packed, and we want to make sure that the fans feel like they're getting so much. We didn't hold any ideas back. It's all there. And then if they continue to expand upon it like they're doing with Smash Bros. And the Fighters Pass with some sort of style pack, that would be fantastic. I cannot wait to play this game on the go. I know that might limit the online, but so much awesomeness if you hotspot from your phone, find a Starbucks, multiplayer Mario on the go. Gabe, like the scenario of you texting me a really awesome level you found, and me finding some Wi-Fi to download it and then being able to play it on the plane or something, or maybe then we hook up and play it together. It's a remarkable step forward that probably should have happened a long time ago, but it's here, and I really think that of all that we talked about, that might be the aspect that takes this to a different place for most purchasers.
I mean, you and I have been playing on the go way more than we ever had before. Mm-hmm. So I also look forward to that quite a bit. Just overall, it's very, very exciting. The fact that they have included so much stuff that we didn't expect for them to. And we expected multiplayer right away. They all but showed it like instantly almost. But the fact that it's online for the first time ever, really, that you're able to play something like this. Again, yes, you've had online Mario experiences before, but nothing like this before. The co-op sharing, I don't know, maybe you and I can make a decent level. Who knows? There's so much to explore here.
Debatable. Yeah. That's still debatable, but Mario Maker 2 shaping up to be pretty freaking awesome. Will it be the best Switch game? I really think it has a shot. And I cannot wait to get to E3, get hands-on time with it, and then icing on the cake is that it's out so soon. It's out basically a month after we find all this stuff out about it, and that's awesome. That we don't have to wait 6 months to play online Mario Maker. We don't have to wait 6 months to try out the new clear conditions. That we don't have to wait 6 months to throw a moon on the level and turn things dangerous at night. Let us know your take in the comments down below. Will Mario Maker 2 be the best Switch game? Does it have a chance to become the crown jewel of this system's already awesome library, or do you see kinks in its armor that maybe we miss? Let us know your take. Be as thorough as you want. We'd love to hear and get in on your discussion, so make them happen in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and are pumped for the game. Until next time, though, everybody, thanks so much for watching. For myself and Gabe, SwitchForce out.